What's good, sports fans? Welcome to another episode of Top 5 Fridays, all right? And since we have a big boxing match coming up this weekend between Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders, for this Top 5 Friday, I want to name my top 5 boxing matches since 1990, all right? Hard list to make. Please let me know which ones I missed in the comment section below, all right? Number 5, Floyd Mayweather versus Jose Luis Castillo 1. Great fight. It's probably the only fight you could truly point to if you're being objective and say Floyd may have lost. That's how close this fight was. The early rounds, Floyd dominated. Jose Luis Castillo adjusted in the middle rounds, made it a rough and rugged fight. Now, I remember Roger Mayweather, rest in peace, saying, hey, you can't move. You got to sit down. You got to fight this guy. And Floyd Mayweather was able to do that, pull out the victory, and it led to a rematch. That's how good it was. In the rematch, Floyd won more decisively. Number 4, Erik Morales versus Marco Antonio Barrera, the first one. This led to a trilogy. This was an all-out war between these two guys. I remember watching this fight. I was like 10 years old. This was 2000, yeah, so I was just turned 10 years old. And watching it thinking, man, how these guys do this? How do they take this much punishment and continue to move forward? It was a great win by Erik Morales, split decision, and it led to a great trilogy. So number 4, Erik Morales versus Marco Antonio Barrera, the first fight. Number 3, Riddick Bowe versus Evander Holyfield. This was November 13th, 1992. Great battle. It shows you why Evander Holyfield is, one of my favorite fighters of all time, my favorite heavyweight. One of the reasons my show is called The Real Deal is because of Evander Real Deal Holyfield. Even though he lost this one, it was a great battle. You just saw the heart that he had in this one. Riddick Bowe, the skill, the heart that he had. This led to a trilogy. This first fight kind of gets overshadowed by the second one, because I believe the second one is when the Fan Man landed in. But the first one was the best of those 3 fights between those guys. Great battle there. Number 2, Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gotti. First time around, this was May 18, 2002. Man, crazy battle. These two guys just went at it. And talk about 2 dudes, 2 warriors, rest in peace to Arturo Gotti, that just went at it. I just remember the body shots that was just boom, boom. I just remember you watch something and you feel it. I felt the body shots in this one. 2 guys just going at it. Great win for Mickey Ward in that one. And number 1, I gotta go Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor. This was in 1990 on March 12th. Of course, I didn't watch this live. I was only a few months old, but I remember going back and watching it. HBO had this series called Legendary Nights, and they covered this fight. And Meldrick Taylor had all the talent in the world: speed, power, skill, everything. Julio Cesar Chavez, of course, is a legend, has all the skill in the world. But skill-wise, Meldrick Taylor was killing him. But Julio Cesar Chavez just kept hitting Taylor with these just nasty blows, and led to him knocking Taylor down in the 12th round with less than 5 seconds left. And when he got up, the referee stopped the fight with like 2 seconds left. One of the most controversial endings of all time. And the damage was truly, truly done to Meldrick Taylor. He was never the same after that fight. Now, he should have got that victory, right? Because I believe it went to the scorecards, he would have won. But Julio Cesar Chavez showed the heart of a champion, just the will to keep going. And the punishment that Taylor received was just insurmountable. And they had a rematch some years later, but Taylor wasn't the same, so it wasn't a good fight. But that is my list right there. Number 5, Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Jose Luis Castillo, the first one. Number 4, Erik Morales versus Marco Antonio Barrera. Number 3, Riddick Bowe versus Evander Holyfield, the first time. Number 2, Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gotti. Number 1, Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor. Now, it's only 5. So I know I missed some. Please let me know what you think about my list, and let me know which ones I missed in the comment section below. And until next time, go real or go home.